Okay, so what's up? We about to get into this reading real quick. What are the messages for whomever it may concern? So right away, while shuffling, I pick up. They celebrated too early. It's once again. Somebody said once again. Okay, so I had picked up that there may have been a fight. Okay, so with this epiphany, there's like this pressure on the back of my head on the right hand side, and then it's kind of like my eye is feeling a little poofy. Okay, so I don't know if that was going to represent a physical altercation. Maybe somebody had thoughts, you know. To me, it just it's given like combative energy. It's more so energetic. So somebody probably, it's like somebody wanted to show up and they were expecting some type of altercation, like they were going to be able to get you in some type of altercation, some type of fight, or maybe they were going to try to fight, put hands on, or argue, bring some type of drama to you. Okay, but it's very combative. That's what it's giving me. Okay, so somebody, they did not want to be vulnerable. That's what that's telling me. Instead of being vulnerable, they created some type of altercation or argument, or they started some type of drama. Okay. All right. So what are the messages? So we have the Fool card that fell out here. I feel like the Fool is going to represent somebody walking away. It's like, you make a fool out of me. And I mean, that sometimes that could be good because God uses fools to humble the wise, So that's why with important relationships, equal relationships that I have with individuals, I practice the devotion. Devotion helps with communication too, because at the same time you're talking, you also are letting the individual know that even if you really don't understand where they're coming from, that what they have to say and how they feel is important, whether you agree with it or not, because you're not going to agree with everybody that you share a relationship with. You cannot help or control how other people feel about you, what they think about you, what they say. People are going to think what they want to think. And in being able to see certain behaviors and patterns with individuals, you learn, okay, this is somebody I can really talk to, and this is somebody that I can't really talk to. This is someone I can open up to, and this is someone that I can't open up to. Okay, so now, there's something here about the love vibration. It's like noticing how certain individuals in your life, it's like they keep your heart heavy. I feel like this is a journey that somebody is going on. Okay, and it feels like whoever this Fool person walked away from, they're the person who's going on that journey, because it's like they need some type of awareness as to how to understanding. Like there are certain people that you are keeping yourself around or that you choose, and these people contribute to keeping your heart heavy. And so whoever this Fool person was dealing with, that's their lesson. So they may have been contributing to making this Fool person heart heavy too. So, this person is taking a leap of faith within their life. They're starting a new phase. It's just like, you make a fool out of me. Like, I can't, I no longer want to do this. So, it's just two people are going on a journey. So the Fool is going on the journey of cultivating more wisdom, and the other person has to go on a journey with being able to identify people's energy a little bit more. Okay, being able to tell when people are in heartbreak or just living and operating off of trauma, because I mean that's the only place that they can really relate to or come from. But that doesn't mean that you have to choose that. Okay, so sometimes not making a choice is making a choice. So I feel like for that other person, this Fool card individual was dealing with, they were contributing to making this person's heart heavy, because they are dealing with and surrounded around other individuals who are keeping their heart heavy. Okay, so the Nine of Wands in reverse here, this is a projection. I feel like somebody is trying to take back They're trying to take back what they said, or they're trying to take back their thoughts. You know, they were trying to be cruel towards you at one point in time, or create some type of anxiety or some type of nightmare. They wanted to create that for you mentally. Okay, but something has happened to where, um, I mean, obviously it's not working, or it was projected back onto them. They didn't like it. And through their experience with dealing with other people's cruelty, now they have realized something about themselves and how maybe they have treated you or been treating you. In the position of your crown, you have the King of Cups. You have the Nine of Cups. This person has the Queen of Swords in reverse, Three of Pentacles in reverse. You have the Two of Cups. You have the Hermit, Queen of Cups, Ten of Wands, and the Hierophant. Okay. So right away, okay, so it looks like the Fool is moving in the direction towards you. Whoever is projecting onto you, it seems as if they're backing up away from you. Okay, through some type of experience that this individual who's projecting onto you, through some type of experience they've had with you, they are exposed for their lack of genuine, their lack of foundation. Okay, so this person just has some inner work, some inner shadows to just kind of work with and deal with. I mean, I like this energy though, because yeah, this energy may have had to come at you, but there's something that they experienced within their life to where, you know, it has awoken them. Okay, so they're about to go through some type of breakthrough. Okay, so you got to have the breakdown to get to the breakthrough. All right, so you know, it's movement, so it's progress. You know, you get an A for effort, because goddamn, motherfuckers do not be they do not be caring. They do not want to try. They just want to continue to be insane. This person is just like, you know what? I'm starting to see certain things about myself, and you know, I can't believe that even came out of me. You know, I can't even believe that, you know, I see myself as this, but the things in which that I'm doing is this and is that. So, you know, this is a beautiful thing. This is very lovely to see. You know, people, I'm always seeing how people are resisting, or they're trying to take shit back because they're trying to cover their ass so that they can plan later on as to how to move and do some shit. But this person is really stopping to question who they are and their foundation. Okay, with the Queen of Swords in reverse, it is going to have something to do with spiritual and mental. Okay, so their belief system, they're too strong in their belief system to where their belief system is driving them. It's kind of driving them crazy. It's driving them insane, but beliefs do that. You know, you see how when people go out here and they protest, they stand up for their rights and all that type of stuff. It's something that they truly believe in. And so for some people, it's passion. For some people, it's anger. You know, for some people, it's resilient, or it's, you know, strife, whatever. And those things begin to eat away at your energy. That's why, you know, with a lot of protests to where people are very passionate, you know, things kind of get out of control. They get out of hand. So, you know, this person is actually a powerful person. I do believe that this is a woman, okay, to where she can lead a nation. She can lead her nation of consciousness. So, you know, with her going on the inside and reflecting and questioning, you know, she's going to go in and start doing some soul searching. This is a good woman. She's a very powerful woman. I think she needed to see herself. Right? Because sometimes who we are in our mind is not who we really are, and it shows through the things that we say and that we do. Rather we're doing it behind somebody's back, or rather we're not. Okay, so this woman, you know, she's been cruel behind the scenes. Okay, so I believe that she has experienced her own cruelty. So, you know, we're gonna send good vibes and blessings to support this individual with moving forward and her growth. Okay, because whatever has happened has definitely, it's like it has woken her up, you know. She's a strong woman. Queen of Swords is strong. She's been through a lot, you know. And she does come off tough on the outside. She represents tough love. You know, maybe she's been a little too tough. Maybe her priorities with being tough has been channeled in the wrong direction. I mean, whatever it is, we send prayers to this woman, you know, because I pick up that she is something special. She's more than what she realizes. That's why she had to go through something, you know. Okay, so getting back to you. Okay, I mean, This person tried to be cruel towards you. That was the wrong idea. You have the Hermit and the Hierophant, so you are chosen, and at the same time, you the King of Cups. This is like a middle-aged man. Somebody. It could be a woman too, but because it's being represented by a male, we're just gonna say man. So he's represented by like a middle-aged man, 40 plus. You know, so you don't look how old your spirit and your soul is. Okay, you come from a life of challenges, and you have been chosen by some strong ass deities. So you have never walked alone in your life. You have always had something higher, a couple of higher powers always walking with you, standing with you, fighting with you through every and anything. Like, and then with you being the Hierophant here, everything in which that you've been through, you have cultivated into self-mastery. So where now you are catalytic and you are the teacher. You don't have to be intentionally teaching people, but you stand as an example. And I'm going to say as an example as to the way in which people can be led in a healthy way. The Hierophant also represents the husband. You do have the Queen of Cups here too, which is counterpart to the King of Cups. King of Cups is going to represent emotional intelligence. Sometimes the way you think, the way you speak, when you communicate to other individuals, you kind of come off like nonchalant. Sometimes the King of Cups can come off like there's somebody who's detached and cold, but no, they're very unconditional in their benefit of the doubt. They have a very light heart. Okay, so, but it's not a light heart of emotional avoidance. There's a lot of emotional embrace. When it comes to the King of Swords is kind of emotionally avoidant, but you will get more of the communication. Okay, so you're thinking about how you're open and available and unconditional and benefit of the doubt. It's like you love the way that you think. You love your mind. Maybe somebody else loves the way you think. Maybe somebody else loves your mind. You know that you are emotionally intelligent and stable. Okay, you go misunderstood because, like I said, you come off nonchalant, but it's nothing like that. You're like still waters. You know that you can be a tsunami, but you are still. So, I mean, you got some good shit here. I mean, I I've been looking at these cars. I'm just like, oh man, it's so lovely up in here. You know what I'm saying? It's so it is. Okay. So the Nine of Cups, that is the wish fulfillment. If you have a question when it comes to your wishes, positive things that you are wishing for, the answer is yes. Okay. The Two of Cups also looks like a contract. It could be a spiritual contract maybe happening between you and this Queen of Cups person here. So the Queen of Cups is going to represent somebody crafty, creative, very nurturing. She represents emotional integrity. Okay. So she has a realistic perspective around relationships. She too is, well, she's not going to represent emotional intelligence. She's just going to represent emotional integrity. Okay. So the two of you are different, but a lot of the same in many ways. To the point to where I think it's overwhelming because it's kind of like, why is this person so much like me? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful with that because sometimes what I notice in couples is that they feel like the other person is competing with them. It's just like, no, they're not competing with you. I mean, you two just share a lot of the similar things. Sometimes one person can be thinking something and the other person will say it. It's not a competition of who can show, display, or say things first. I hear communion. It's a communion. This is kindred spirits. So it's very, I mean, there's a lot of water here. There's a lot of emotion and it's healthy, right? So it's very transparent. It's very clear. Okay, so you're doing self-reflection as well. This woman who tried it, she's going to go into self-reflection. It's going to take her a little, she has to go through her metamorphosis. So right now she's in the cocoon. The caterpillar is breaking down. So, I mean, you have to give her time. This is a pattern. It's kind of like a separation, but also a coming together. What no longer resonates, vibrates, or is beneficial to the higher good of other individuals, those people are being separated. they're being separated from you, and they have to go, they have to go on, they have things that they need to learn. So life has to change and take a turn for them, you know. So people are getting new spiritual contracts. Blessed, this is, like blessed unions, blessed connections. I feel like you and somebody else, I don't know if this person looks fairly new because you do have the Two of Cups. It seems like at one point in time you was okay with being single, but it's kind of like you met somebody and it changed, it switched things up emotionally for you, which is okay. You can do good by yourself. You can do good with somebody else as long, you've had time to reflect on your feelings about this person. It is very overwhelming, but with the Hierophant here, I just feel like this person has much to learn from you. Okay, and the thing is that this person knows that. This Queen of Cups, she knows that. She could be overwhelmed too by certain responsibilities with dealing with the connection between the two of you. The both of you seem to be overwhelmed by your feelings for each other. It's giving like this is unbelievable. Like I can't, somebody is like, I just can't believe it. They're just so much like me. And that goes to show you that you love yourself too. You know what I mean? Because you see things in this person, you see things in them. They may seem like well put together on the surface, but they may have some like bad habits. And I think that the two of you kind of share like the same habits. You might not be, I mean, as a family woman, I don't understand how you can have such high expectations for your house to stay clean when you have children. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Of course I love a clean home, but at the same time I like walking into people's homes and seeing sometimes mess, because that represents contentment. That means motherfuckers is living and chilling and enjoying their space. Some people, they're consistently keeping things clean, and it just so happened you came over and I mean the shit is not picked up like it's supposed to be. Oh well. But at the same time, with the Two of Cups here, um there are some differences too. So if one person is cleaner than the other, the individual who's cleaner, if they voice that they have an issue with the other person's messiness, then of course the other person will minimize the messiness. So, this is partnership. Okay? So, I mean, there's so much that goes on between you and this person. Like the two of you, y'all can learn a lot from each other. I think that you're stronger, right? Because you're being led by the king. Okay, even though the queen is the counterpart, it doesn't matter. These are all phases. Even a woman within her masculinity, her growth cycle of her masculinity, she needs to be growing within that too. So, it's like the two of you support and help each other's growth here. You're very intelligent. You have the intelligence of like an octopus. I mean, I have to say that. So the two of you, there are some talents that the two of you have. Okay, which is, well, hence the Two of Cups, the spiritual contract. Okay, right. So the two of you are going to take each other in levels up, both within feminine, both within masculine. So just two harmonized beings. It is going to be very intense because y'all are going to be able to read each other very well. So the best thing to do is, you have to get to know each other, have to study each other, when to take the person personally and when not to take them personally. I feel like the masculine is, sometimes they get a little weary because it's like you may have had experiences to where women consider you to be very detached. They're always trying to test you. They always want some type of reaction out of you for you to display your emotions. And it's not that you're not an emotional person. It's just, or you don't have feelings. It's just that you're in control of them. I think that a lot of people come off intimidated because they want the emotional control. I know a lot of women be wanting that. So with you as a man and you having that type of control and discipline, it has a tendency to trigger women and kind of make them behave irrational. But it's kind of like with the Queen of Cups, it's kind of like she gets it. You know what I mean? With her having her emotional integrity, she has her own way of how she triggers individuals too. Okay? If you're in a relationship, or if you're married, there's something here about the two of you getting some type of counseling. This could even be a family situation. Other individuals can be involved, so this could be some type of group counseling. If you want to know if this is going to work, it's going to work. Okay, some type of counseling, therapy. I see you doing the work. If you're going through counseling or therapy, I see that you have a good person here. You have a good advisor. Okay. Things, I feel like lessons on your part have been learned. So you have been doing the work, and it shows. Okay? Even if individuals understand or not, it shows. Okay, so there's somebody in your energy, and I feel like there's somebody new who's coming in too. Okay, so this may be something having to do with a project. It's going to be purposeful. Could be a project. It could have something to do with business. Okay. Something like that. Maybe you invited this person to be involved with what you had going on, but maybe they were dealing with that other person they were dealing with. That person is gone now. This person is coming through with no attachments. They're coming through with an eager heart, ready to learn. If they make mistakes, they're not going to be upset. They're willing to learn. So, whatever they need to learn, I mean, they're going to learn because they're willing to. There's something about you, motherfuckers can see it. People can see it. You have a way of teaching people without intentionally teaching them. And I think that people are respecting you. Like, once other people see that in you, a lot more people are going to start respecting you. Okay, I pick up that you're traditional. You're a traditional person. I also pick up something here about a marriage too. Somebody may be getting married. It's like they're getting married like right away. Okay, is this may be the pastor, because maybe this pastor at first did not want, I don't know. Somebody doesn't know what's going on, but you have two people planning some stuff. It may be some type of surprise. I really cannot see what the surprise would be. Like I said, all I can just pick up is marriage. So maybe somebody is planning like an engagement dinner. Somebody is planning to propose to you at dinner or something like that, over dinner. Okay. It's overwhelming for the both of you, but I think the two of you want that. I think the two of you want a commitment with each other. There may have been some situations going on with an outside party. Maybe there was infidelity, or maybe not. Maybe somebody was just, you could have been working with somebody and they tried to get with you at work. You weren't interested. So, this person tried to come for your position, your job, whatever you do. Okay. So, I mean, that's all I see though. So we're just going to wrap it up here. Until next time, we'll talk again. Thank you.
I told myself I wouldn't fulfill. I told myself I wouldn't fulfill. And now I'm falling so in love with you. Yes, I'm falling in love. Don't say what you will. Don't say what you want. 'Cause when I get close, you go wonder, remove your clothes and open up the depths of your soul. Your soul that I know so very well. I told myself I wouldn't fulfill. I told myself I wouldn't fulfill. But now I realize I'm so perfect. wouldn't fulfill. I told myself I wouldn't fulfill.